Welcome back to my abandoned house renovation series. In the previous episode, we've cleared piles of rubbish that have accumulated over the years in the two tiny rooms that we've got. We also cleared the attic of rubbish that piled decades in the attic. In this episode, we'll be demolishing one of the wooden structures that is attached to the house. We'll be dealing with piles of rotten wood, sorting out the rocks that are nearby for future projects, and we'll be doing lots of cleaning and all of that in order to prep the ground for future build, which is a bathroom. You see, many houses in this part of the world, tiny houses like this, they don't have bathrooms. In my case, it's exactly the same. There's 2 bedrooms, no bathrooms. So my plan is to remove this entire monstrosity, sort out the wood, see what's good for fire, what's completely rotten and I need to get rid of, and approximately in its place, probably kind of the same size, I need to build a bathroom. This shed was originally built by my father in order to store corn or sunflower heads right after harvesting our land. However, after a while we stopped doing so and it became a woodshed instead. So I remember how a long time ago, from a grain storage or a corn storage, this slowly started to become a storage for things like sunflower stems or cuttings from vine. So basically my mum could use them to make bread in the outside oven. But slowly, over time, after the property was being abandoned, people who probably looked after it threw away all sorts of materials or wood that they would find on the property, and slowly it became a storage for materials that no one needed. And after about 15 years, as you can imagine, the wood became completely rotten. Well, I managed to save some, as you could see in the end, but most of it was definitely to be thrown away. When it comes to repurposing things, I'm trying to save everything that is usable in the future. As you will see in the next episodes, we'll be demolishing some buildings and I will try to reuse that material in order to build the bathroom here. So we're all about finding what we need and keeping it, and what's already beyond saving, we just need to get rid of it. And so far, we've done about 3 big skips of things that I found on the property that I don't need anymore. Because as you can imagine, after such a long time, lots of things just became rotten, corroded, and non-useful anymore. For those of you who are new here, about a year ago I moved to my abandoned childhood property, which is this one, in order to bring him back to life. We've done quite a bit over this period of time, but now it's finally time to renovate my grandfather's house. However, about a month ago I've badly injured my finger, but that didn't really stop me, nor my siblings joining me for a vacation of a couple of months in order to help me. And to be fair, I am beyond grateful that I have help, because the work is just going twice as fast. In Moldova, timber, it's extremely expensive. And as you can see here, I've got 4 nice poles that are supporting this structure. But after a quick chat with my dad, apparently I found out that they are covered in some kind of toxic oil. So they are basically useless to use as firewood, as well as not very safe to build with. I think my dad built with this out of necessity, but to be honest, I cannot afford to use toxic materials on this property, especially for long-term builds or firewood. And to be fair, I've got quite a few, about 12 to 14 on this property, and I'm very sad, but all of them need to go. After removing all this rotten wood, you could actually see the corn cobs that were stored at the bottom. Basically, what we used to do as kids after the corn was harvested, you used to separate the corn cob from the corn. And the corn cobs actually were used to heat in the winter. It was quite efficient as well. But I'm afraid after such a long time, this corn cob is not useful anymore. I think we've done quite good progress. My sister brought me some nice pancakes for breakfast, but before I go and eat, basically I can see that my dad put some metal sheets at the bottom, which actually are quite useful to be fair, but not for the construction. They are far too gone to build something with them. So I think I'm going to sell them. I actually have quite a bit of metal, fridges and everything that needs to go, and instead of just throwing away, I am just going to sell it, because there are companies here in Moldova that just buy metal, and that would be a nice add-on to the restoration. I might create an impression that my sister makes pancakes every day, because in every video I eat pancakes. However, that's not the case. She only makes pancakes once in a while, and it so happens that she made it when I'm filming. But they are very good every single time. For those of you who are wondering, my finger is doing actually pretty good. Apart from the thing that it was fractured, it was also a bit displaced, so it might need a bit of intervention. But for now, the doctors say that I could engage it more in work, which is actually pretty good because I am being twice as productive. When it comes to these piles of rocks and bricks, it was actually sitting here for a very long time. I have no idea how we missed it out of our sight as kids or my dad, but there's some good material in here and I am planning to use every single bit of it. Some of it I'll be using to build stuff, and some of the smaller rocks or debris I'm going to be using to reinforce the foundation on my grandfather's house. Another thing that I will be using quite a lot actually are these very heavy concrete poles. I have all sorts of them of different sizes and weights, and I'll probably use them for all sorts of reinforcements in the future. As you can see behind me here, it's all of the wood that we've managed to save. However, there is a problem. One, it has lots of nails in every single plank. So I need to find a very quick and easy way to remove lots of nails just in one day, and then I could cut them for firewood. Regarding the firewood, there is a lot of fallen trees that are behind these planks, and because my finger is injured, I can't use the chainsaw. So in the next few episodes, I need to figure out or come out with a jig that I could build for the chainsaw in order to cut all the firewood safely and quite quick. Well, after about 3 or 4 days of hard work in a scorching heat, we finally have done it, and now this place looks like this, nice and clean. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And if you'd like to support this project, unfortunately in Moldova, we don't have the join or membership button or super thanks. So I have a Patreon instead. And I've created a new tier that is only $1.50 a month for everyone that would like to basically help. So if you would really like to support my project, you could go on my Patreon and see what I have there. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the new episode.